we're back. This is Elliott Serrano and Jose Melendez coming to you from Dreamland Comics in Schaumburg, Illinois. Here on the Comic Culture Warrior YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so Marvel's kind of fudging up with the whole Spider-Man thing. But Marvel is also doing some things right. And another book, I mean, we have praised other Marvel titles. And this is a book that we talked about in the last series of segments.
I was building it up, man.
Building it up.
You should have been able to tell from there, just from Exiles.
There you go. Exiles, #1, by Jeff Parker, who we're fans of because of Agents of Atlas. But Jeff Parker is now taking over the Exiles title as well. And I'm going to say, first, the whole concept of who the Exiles were, I went into this thing completely blind, okay? I had a vague idea of what the Exiles were. All I knew was that it's like one of those X-Men...
It's like Quantum Leap.
Yeah, like Quantum Leap, yeah. But it's like one of those... all those many X-Men spin-offs that you have. As long as you
but it's not really an X-Men spin-off. It really isn't. It kind of is, but it isn't.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But anyway...
Well, anyway, it was good, and I know you hate Judd Winnick, but Judd Winnick, actually, when he started this book... Originally, the Exiles was really good when he was doing it, and then Chris Claremont came on and then turd shit all over it, and now we're back to basics, very, very basics. And all right, go ahead.
But again, now I picked this up again, having very little knowledge of who the Exiles were, what the concept was. If you are someone who's never read an Exile, this kind of book before, or this title before, you can pick this book up and read it. And again, having the most passing knowledge of the characters of the Marvel Universe. But for me, what I loved about this was that it features some of my favorite characters. First, we start off with Polaris, who ever since I saw her in a Neil Adams X-Men book, I've always had a crush on Polaris. Okay? Move on to other characters. You've got the Beast, of course, Hank McCoy, Black Panther, and Forge. Mm-hmm. Forge is one of my all-time favorite X-Men characters. We've got the Scarlet Witch in here.
Witch.
Or, yeah, not the Scarlet Witch, the Witch. Which is, I thought it was clever the way Jeff Parker pulled her into this.
I like the Little Red Riding Hood.
The Little Red Riding Hood? Oh, yeah. So,
well, not like that, but I just thought it was kind of clever that they're doing a little bit.
It was clever. But in any case... Fun book, fun read, just like most of other Jeff Parker's books. And he's just having fun with this title. Just like Agents of Atlas, he's having fun with it. This is another book that he's having a lot of fun with. And the writing, the storytelling, everything comes together very nicely. There's some jokes in here that just, again, laugh out loud moments. The Baby Hitler joke. Mm-hmm. Was great.
Tom Baker, Doctor Who.
Tom Baker, all these little bits. Clark Gable doing Captain America in a way. I wish more Marvel books were like this because, first, this read kind of like a Marvel animated book, where you could besides the art style being a little more accessible, if you ask me.
To say something about that real quick, Salva Espin, the guy who's drawing this book, that's what really sold me on this because. I saw this cover, and I'm not a big fan of this cover. Who's the cover artist on this? Because I don't... Bullock. Like, I saw this cover, and I'm like, oh, man. Like, I'm not a big fan of this guy's stuff. But then it was Jeff Parker, so I just wanted to flip through it. And that's why we're getting to it a week late. Because I was flipping through it, and I'm like, wow, this art is like actually really, really nice. It's clean. The storytelling is really well done. And I read half of it before we actually started last week's videotapes. I'm like, I got to buy this now. Mm-hmm. But it's like, why isn't that guy doing the cover? Because if I saw the cover and I saw that right away, I would have been like, all right, sold right now. I'm buying it.
Well, when Marvel reprints this book for the second edition, they're going to take some of the interior art and make it the cover. So that's just what they do.
And plus MODOK's in this. So any book with MODOK is all right in my book.
So you see, this is, to me, an example of Marvel doing a book right. I mean, this is a very accessible book for new readers. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It pulls together a whole bunch of elements from the Marvel U. I wish they could do more like this. I really do. I had a good time reading that book. I could easily recommend it to other folks, even if you had never read an X-Men book
I didn't
before.
notice this. Why is there a parental advisory on this?
Well, there is some violence in there, but I mean, it's not
But
as
it's-
graphic as in some of the other books.
Like Action Comics this week, which we will get into.
Oh yeah, right.
But I didn't notice that. I'm like, why does this have a parental advisory? Because I don't remember like any crude language.
I think the
or-
baby Hitler joke.
You know what? That's probably what it is, because Morph is holding the baby Hitler and he has a gun to it. I bet you that's exactly what it is.
And the baby Hitler's wearing a swastika.
Yeah, we're talking about it. We might as well show you that panel.
It's a great...
And he does impersonate God.
Yeah, that too.
So
You know, some people are going to get mad about that. Baby Hitler. It's great, but it's great. It's just...
But I like that in Forge's universe, that Hitler wasn't the mean one. It was Gandhi. So he has a baby Gandhi, and Forge is like punching him. He's like, the fiend. So, I mean, there's just stuff like that, and it's just, you know, I don't know what it... there's this new breed of writers coming into Marvel now, and Jeff Parker is one of them, and the guy just writes fun books. There's no way you can't enjoy Agents of Atlas.
Yeah.
There's just no way you can't enjoy this book.
Yeah.
I mean, unless if you want like blood and guts and dismemberment and women getting killed, yeah, go to a Bendis book. But this has none of that, and it's still enjoyable. How about that?
And you know what? And another thing I really enjoy is that there's a nice balance here, number of female and male protagonists. I mean, and the women are heavy hitters, you know, and it's... But again, it's a fun book. And again, kudos to Jeff Parker. Dude, you're bringing it, and I'm loving it. So.
Yeah, and it's a $3.99 book, and it's not full, but there's a nice sketchbook in the back. And it's a real sketchbook. It's not like pencils of the pages and shit like that. They're actually sketches in the sketchbook. And I didn't even mind it because I like the art so much that these sketches of every character that actually filled up the back matter was actually kind of cool.
And you actually get to see how the character evolves and how
exactly.
he's trying to
Different
create
costumes
the characters.
And,
yeah,
exactly.
So, no, that really gives you a little insight into it. No, you don't mind it when you get that. It's that reprinted back matter stuff that I just can't, you can't stand. So,
and again, second issue, they got the same guy doing the cover that did this cover. Why? I've talked to two people who like, I don't like the artist. I'm like, well, did you look through it? Did you pick it up and look through it? No, I'm like, the cover artist is not the actual artist. And they're like, oh, really? Look through it. Bought it.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So, yeah.
Exiles, number 1, Jeff Parker, again, 2 for 2 on new titles. We like what he's doing. And we'll end this segment on that. When we come back, we will revisit a title and the topic. We hope you see you then.